Don't even say we're back or we're live right now, bro, because I know that's just your go-to, dude. 31 in the house.
31 episodes, Beyond the Brand podcast with your boys.
Frankie P.
Angelo B.
What up?
Did you notice that, shout out to our boy Weston. He cut off our outro on the last one.
Okay.
I was like, shout out to our boys. And he was like, it's Big West.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he's a professional, bro.
Yeah, he just took that joint over.
He took it over, which I liked because, a lot of people just, they maybe are not used to that. They don't know what to do. Yeah, but Wes is a professional, bro.
He stole the show.
Yeah, he did, man. Anyways, 30 episodes, all bangers, man. We did like a little throwback and kind of like went through all the episodes that we've done. And man, I was like, holy, we even started off hot. Like right before I had you on, I already had Screw. We already did Pop and Tea. We did, I did, Luciano. Like we had some, started off really, really hot and we just continued with that. Once you jumped on, we had some really bangers. We went with Ernie. Foodie, Edgar. We went Ivory House.
Yeah, we've been all over. I got a question for everybody. Who's doing it like us?
Who's doing like this? And like our boy Manning said, consistently.
That's
the hardest part. Because these are all the homies or like someone that we met through somebody. And again, we're just trying to show you guys and introduce you to people that we know that are within our circle. And yeah, man, we've just been consistent with it.
It's been a good time, man. I feel like it's only been, because I guess we dropped Ernie's like in January, I think. So we're probably about 5-6 months into this. And I feel like we've done so much.
Yeah.
Looking back, it feels like it's been like 2 years worth of content.
I follow some other local podcasts and I just saw one that was they've been doing it for longer. And they were like episode 24. And I was like, damn, Doug. Like, I didn't even know we were just on that.
Yeah, because a lot of podcasts do it either once a month or every 2 weeks or every other week.
Yeah.
So when we're banging them out every week, that adds up.
So we're at a point now where we are looking and opening it up for sponsors. So we, for our podcast, we have a pretty good reach on different platforms, whether it's audio, YouTube, social media. Like we've got plenty of different outlets where where we're hitting at. So I think for anybody, like it's good exposure. So we are definitely we put some packages together. If you guys are interested in getting your business or if you're just looking to work with us here, just make sure that you let us know because our audience and our community is definitely growing and we want to put you guys on.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is maybe if you don't have a business or if you just want to be a part of the podcast, because at the end of the day, me and Frankie do not get paid for this. This is all Frankie's equipment. What we're shooting on is like my little tripod. All this stuff is like ours. So we're just like kind of mashing everything together that we have to make this work. You know what I mean? So we don't have any resources. So if you would like to help us, we want to get some like Rode mics to do more like vlog content, maybe another mic so we can have additional guests. Like there's a lot of things that we want to put into the podcast. We're not even at the point where we can give ourselves money for this, which we don't want. We do this for free.
Put it back into the business.
Yeah, we've done 30 episodes for free.
For sure.
And we'll continue to do so. But if you want to sponsor us or just be a part of the podcast, please hit us up. Shout out to our first ever sponsor. We've talked about them before, but this building that you guys see, if we're not at someone's place, we're always in this building, which is APT, Arizona Provider Training. You guys can contact them at ap.training. So what they do is offer classes for CPR first aid. They have mental health awareness classes, like in-office harassment. Like if you work at a corporate job and you guys need that for your company, you can reach them again at ap.training. And thank you so much to APT because a lot of these episodes, we don't have a place to shoot, and they've always provided it for us. So, again, thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys. And just let them know Beyond the Brand sent you.
Yes.
Beyond the Brand pod. And good people. Great people to work with. So, appreciate that. And, again, a big shout-out to our first sponsor for the space. Because if not, we'd be just doing this, I don't even know, on the side of the street.
We'd be trying to figure it out.
We were trying to find a plug. And that's it, man. Really, just add internet.
Low-key, a lot of extension cords.
A lot of extension cords. They would just be doing it like, I don't even know, crazier than what we're doing right now. But if you guys haven't had a chance, check out the social media. We dropped our first vlog.
Oh, yeah.
Shit was dope.
Yeah.
That was a good one, man.
A lot of different engagement on that one.
Yeah,
there was like a lot more comments, people hitting me like quoting from the video.
Obviously, I'm feeling faded.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling faded.
Yeah.
My favorite was your quote.
Which
you
one?
were like, this shit's worth like $1 bajillion.
This shit's worth like $1 bajillion million.
Yeah, that shit was funny, bro.
Yeah, when you're feeling faded, man, that whatever you quote is gonna be like 10x. So don't ever believe me when I say, yo, this shit's worth like $1 bajillion.
It is 10x, bro. That's funny.
But today, man, we're just gonna kind of shoot the shit. It's a Sunday. My boy, we both got shorts on, kicking it. It's hot as fuck, dude. Like what, 110, 111. I think next week's gonna be like 111 3 days in a row or some shit like that. So super hot. So
what you been working on?
Yeah, so still going strong with the boys from Welcome to Arizona. We put out some designs. We put out different products, and really just wanted to kind of prove the concept and see if we could actually sell some stuff. And so we got a couple months under our belt, and the products have been moving online. They're doing really well. And as a matter of fact, this month we're having a really strong month. We started off super hot. So at this point, they just got a new office. So now I got my own little space within the office. So I'm going to start to turn that up, and we're going to really focus on the content. So I'm excited to focus more on that part of it instead of just kind of like when you're starting a business, man, it's a bunch of little stuff that you have to do in order to build that kind of like foundation before you really get to like more of the fun stuff or stuff that you really enjoy. So,
damn, you got your own little spot now? Because before you didn't. You were just kind of roaming.
Before, like literally I would just go into an office that was somebody else's office and just sit in the very beginning, I just sat on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, do you think I could, and then they were cool enough to be like, we'll get you like a desk that can fit in here for now. And then they're like, hey, we're working on a bigger space. So just, if you could just work with us. And I was like, yeah, so for sure. I see the vision, and I'm hoping to like really make this like one of the biggest brands here in Arizona.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah. But own spot now, and going to turn up that little space and make it sick.
Yeah, I want to check it out. That's pretty dope. Those brick walls and everything. It's a good little spot downtown.
A little industrial look too. What about you, man? I know you went away from pop-ups. Now you're back on.
Yeah, so I've done a couple pop-ups. I'll probably do one at the end of this month. But shout out to the homies at Trends. My boy Brian owns a vintage shop called Trends. I've been pulling up there, kind of providing him inventory. And then I checked out Tempe Throwbacks yesterday and provided them some inventory. So I kind of been on that wave lately, similar to like what we were doing. So I just drop off, little 20, 30 pieces and let them get their money in as long as I can make some money.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yep. Yeah. I liked when we did that because you would just roll up with a duffel bag just full of stuff. And I'd be like, man, it was so convenient for me. And I'm sure it's convenient for you because I get as business, you want to be able to kind of off as much product as possible in one place.
Exactly.
It's a lot harder to do the, just one off, two off kind of sales.
Yeah. A lot of my stuff will sell like one by one online. So if I don't have to take pictures of that, I don't have to take measurements, blah, 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 blah. I just go to somewhere, sell a whole stack.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I love it. I swear.
So are you looking for some more? Are you looking for some more people to work with?
Yeah,
or?
for sure. If there's any shops out there that need inventory, definitely tap in with me. I always got it, and I grab a little. I think what helps me why I can sell to different shops is I grab a little bit of everything. Like I'm not really niche in like just sports stuff or niche in just streetwear or whatever. I have a little bit of everything. So each shop will like take something different. You know what I'm saying? Like this shop will take this stuff, this shop will take that stuff.
Yeah, you were good because you'd ask me like, "What are you looking for? You know, what do you think sells?" And you would kind of tailor what you brought to like what I was looking for. So, hell yeah, dude. So business, the summertime business is always difficult.
Yeah,
it's the hardest. So the fact that you're kind of like figuring out maneuvering, I think is really good.
Yeah, I had my best since I quit my job. I had my best month ever last month,
and that's when because you went back. Because for 1 month you had one of your worst months.
The worst. That's the roller coaster of this, bro. I had the worst since I quit. The month after, the best that I've had since I've quit.
How many pop-ups did you do?
Last month, 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I did one after Lover's Lane and then one with the Valley Flea.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, how did Valley Flea go?
It was dope.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit slower, like you said, the summer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but still good money.
You still going to do First Fridays or no?
No, bro.
It's too hot.
Okay, so with First Friday, bro, there's some controversy going on right now.
Okay.
So I don't know the exact behind the scenes, but somebody took it over. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on. They don't even have the food trucks there anymore. Like they got rid of them. So there's a lot of, you guys can look it up online. I was watching a couple videos, but there's a lot going on over there. So I'm staying out of the way. Like,
gotcha.
It seems like they're
changing it
they're
up.
changing stuff, and I don't know what's going on, bro. I really don't. Even shout out to my boy Mike that does art out there. He said that one Friday, I think it was last month, usually you have to park in front of your spot, unload, and then you go park. They put the barriers up before people could park. So people are sitting there stuck with their car next to their spot. And they're like, bro, what are you guys doing? Like, so they're just all over the place right now. So I think I'm going to sit out until they figure it out and then maybe jump back.
Gotcha.
Plus, it's hot as hell, bro.
Yeah, I saw my boy Abe out there last
Oh, I know.
Friday. Yeah.
I was gonna tell him, hey, bro, let me pull up with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'll just put a rack.
Just put a rack right next to it. Yeah, he probably would have been down too.
I know. Shout out to Abe, man.
He's a good dude.
But yeah, what are we doing today, bro? I feel like this is a little bit different.
This is a little bit different, but your boys are getting a little personal, and we're talking relationship stuff today. Damn, we've never done relationship stuff too much.
No, yeah.
We're not big on talking about relationships. But the one that we're specifically talking about, because both of your boys are married. We got a bunch of single friends. We got a bunch of married friends. But I know that like sometimes single friends or even just single people are kind of, or people that are together that aren't currently married, maybe they're looking to do so. And they're just like, man, I can't even. We had Weston on, and he's still trying to figure out how to get him just a long-term girl, man. I mean, he just got out of a long-term relationship, but like, how do you turn those long-term relationships into marriage material, right? So our topic today is: are you marriage material?
Yeah, Weston said he's drowning out here.
He said he's drowning, bro.
He said he's drowning.
He's drowning.
So let's help them out.
Let's help out if we can, and if not, fuck it, we're gonna tell you what our experience is, because this is my first time being married. It's not like I've been divorced and been remarried. Relationships, sure. You know, I've had relationships before, but actual like marriage, it's a whole nother level. It's a different league. It's like going from like the minors to the majors, right? Yeah. So we're going to kick this off and be like, hey man, I wanted to ask you, how'd you know that your girl was the one?
Damn. It's funny that you asked that, because my wife literally just asked me, she's like, what made you end up proposing? So, like, for anybody that doesn't know, I've been with my wife. We're high school sweethearts. We were together for, like, I think, like, 8 years before I ended up proposing. And to me, how I knew she was the one is actually a funny story, and it involves cheating, bro. So I'll be real. And talk about this. So when we were in high school, this is high school stuff, so I haven't cheated beyond high school, but in high school, you know, you're young, you think you have a little girlfriend, but you don't think it's that serious. So I was off doing stupid stuff, and one night, bro, I spent the night at her house, and I fall asleep.
Time out. Your parents would let y'all spend the night?
Her mom
would let you?
Yeah. Her mom's a savage. Yeah.
How? What year was this? Like what grade?
Junior, senior.
Really?
Senior-ish. Yeah. Yeah, bro.
But your mom knew?
Yeah, but they didn't allow it at my parents' house.
Right, but your mom was cool with you spending the night over there.
Yeah, bro, I was damn near living over there.
Got it. Okay.
Because I worked at Little Caesars at the time, so I would take a little laundry basket full of clothes, stay there for a few days, and then go back.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
bro.
Okay,
I was like,
I
was like damn near living there.
Y'all were locked in.
For real, yeah. So, but I was still going to high school. So in high school, we went to different high schools. So in high school, there were still girls around, obviously, and I would talk to them, whatever, like an idiot. And one night, bro, I fall asleep like I normally do at night, and I wake up to her shaking me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she's holding the phone in my face, bro. And it's me talking to girls. She
like
went
a video?
to my phone. Oh. No. It's my messages.
Oh, got it.
Because I was stupid. I didn't think to hide it or nothing. I was a kid. So she's showing me the messages saying, like, what is this? Blah, blah, blah. And me being a kid, like, I didn't want to deal with none of that shit. And I just woke up. Like, so I walked out. I left. We had, like, an argument or whatever. And that's, like, when we really, like, first time broke up. So we break up, and we don't talk to each other for, like, a week. And then a week goes by, and she's, like, feeling some type of way or whatever, and I am too. And I finally end up hitting her up, and I'm like, let's just go out and eat or whatever. So we went to the Pete's over there on 44th Street in like Indian School.
Fucking love Pete's, bro.
So we go there, we eat, and our plan was just to like, you know, kick it again, like see how this goes. And we ended up kicking it, went right back to her house, ended up exactly where we left off.
Got it.
And from that moment, I was like, damn, I think I'm just stuck, you know, because during that whole week, like I missed her. You know, I missed talking to her. And then right when I seen her, bro, it was back good again. So I think from that moment, I was like, this is different. Because usually I'm a person with friends, relationships, whatever. I can cut people off so easily, bro. Like I've learned as I'm older, that's not a good thing. But I thought it was when I was young. I was like, this is easy. And I learned that from my mom, just to cut people off. So
shout out, Mom.
Yeah, for real. So I thought I could just cut her off, bro, which I did. But then right when I got in front of her again, we went out to eat and shit. It was like right back to where we were. I was like, damn.
Were y'all toxic?
I would say I was more so than she was because I had that ego, bro, like where I needed to talk to girls. Like, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, you were young, dude. So I think it's hard to like even back then to know that it was the one, but at least you had that feeling where you're just like, man, like, she's valuable in my life. Like,
exactly. Yeah. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going to marry this chick.
Right.
But I was just like, damn, I need her around me, you know? Yeah.
So then y'all were together and then, obviously we kind of like go into propose and stuff like that. Like were the homies like harassing y'all like after like being together for so long, but like, dude, are you guys gonna get married or what?
That's funny. So that's something I think the girl deals with more than, at least from my perspective. My wife dealt with that a lot with family and friends. Like, damn, you guys been together this long and y'all still haven't got married. So she dealt with that a lot. I didn't so much because, to be honest, bro, me and my homies, like that, we would always do double dates, and my wife would get cool with the girl just so that it's cool, and then they break up. So it's like we've been around, so my homies really couldn't tell me shit, like because my girl was always around and would make it through, and then they lost their girl. Like this homie lost that girl. Like damn, we liked her, and then this one lost that one. So like they couldn't tell me shit, bro. Like,
dude, I think it's weird, bro, because like from a woman's perspective, it's like. Once they feel like they met the right person, it's like marriage thoughts, right? Or like I think from a guy's perspective, it's not like that at all. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a point where you're like, okay, now, like especially when you want to propose, and then after proposing, you're like, okay, the reality is we're gonna get married here. But it's not so much like talked about between the homies. It's not like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, oh, like why don't you put a ring on that or something? You know what I mean? Like we're not talking like I didn't.
That's true. Yeah, I never had that conversation either.
No, I think like maybe a little bit with some of the other homies where it's like they had been together for a while. I was like, damn, dude, like, do you guys ever like talk about marriage or something like that? But I didn't say like, man, like, when are you guys gonna get married? Just make it happen. Yeah.
When did you know that your wife was the one?
Yeah, so I actually first saw my wife now. We was at a club, and I was faded.
Damn,
I even think yeah, dude, just love at first sight, bro. Like I'll be honest with you. So I was chilling at the club, and
where were you at?
It was Wild Horse Casino.
Ooh,
yeah. So yeah, dude, me and my boy, shout out my boy Huey, was like a really good friend of mine, and we would be like roommates. And at that time, we had an apartment together, and we were like, "Let's go out, fuck it," you know. So we went out, and that was like in Chandler area, so it's kind of close, or whatever. So we're like, "Let's not go to downtown, like we're burnt out. Like let's go, Scott. Let's just go somewhere different. Let's go hit the, there's a little club bar at the casino." So we roll up there, and we were the type where we pre-gamed. So your boy used to go hard. So we would take shots, drink like as much as we could without being fucked up, and then go, right?
To save money.
Yeah, to save money and just to have a good time, bro. Because if you think about it, by the time you get there, you wait in line, you get in, you only got an hour and a half before everybody's leaving. So it's not like, and then when you go to the bar, you got to wait in line, you get one drink, you're done with that. You know what I mean? So it's like.
So y'all pulled up faded already.
So we always like, we're trying to pull up faded. So we did that, and I'm already feeling good. Go to the bar. And I see her, and she's like, and I'm tall, she's short. So freaking, I just looked down. I just remember looking down and I see this girl with 2 drinks and she's like, just like feeling it, bro. Just like dancing, like, but leaving the bar like all happy with 2 drinks in her hand and shit. Like, and I was like, damn. I was like, dude. I was just like, I saw her and I was like, damn, you know, like whatever. I was like, oh shit, dude, she bad. So, and then I went back, got my drink. I go into my boy and I was like, damn, I saw a little baddie, bro. Like, I think I want to go like say what up. He's like, go say what's up. And then I was like, nah, because I was kind of shy, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, just go. Like, I wasn't the one to go and like approach women like that. But yeah, dude, I just saw her dancing with a bunch of girls. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't think she's with somebody. So I was like, hey, dude. And after a few more drinks, I was like, hey, I think we only got like 20 minutes left, bro. Like, I think I'm just gonna go shoot my shot. And he's like, I was like, I'm gonna go talk to her. You know, I described what she was wearing, and I was like, why don't you just pick a friend and just see if she's down to dance, you know? So I just remember just being faded, bro, just walking up to her, and then she was already dancing. So I just kind of like went up behind, I kind of hit her on the shoulder. And I was like, hey, are you down to like dance? Like, you know, is it cool? She's just like, yeah. So we just start fucking dancing, bro. Just get that dance freak on and shit. And then at the
Was
end,
she faded too?
oh yeah, she was super faded. And then, and then I was like, hey, can I get your number? You know, because we only danced for a little bit and it was almost time to go. And so she put her number in my phone and shit. And then I hit her up on the way home and I was like, hey, what's going on? You know, like,
Damn, already?
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, I was fucking on it, bro. And then I was like, you know, she's like, hey. And I was like, you know, it was nice to meet you. Like, I hope we could fucking talk soon and shit like that. She's like, yeah, you know, like, and we just kind of chopped it up and the chemistry was there. And so I was like, hell yeah. And then the week went on and then we just kind of were just texting, just getting to know each other. And that's kind of like just turned into a short-lived relationship. And then we ended up like just not, you know, just kind of just getting to know each other. But we were still like, she was partying, I was kind of partying. So it just didn't really like work out as far as like being together at that point. But we just always stayed in contact and shit. Just we're like more like friends, just saying, hey, I hope you're good and stuff like that. Yeah. And then timing just kind of brought us back together. But yeah, dude, that was kind of like what happened. And you know what's crazy, bro? It's like I got some single homies and they're kind of like still dating. And you know, I was at work the other day and one of them was like, man, one of them was just trying to come back to me. I was like, that's kind of what happened to me, my dog. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you gotta, don't ever, you know, like if you're not married, but if you're still single and you're still trying to like date and figure it out, like if you had someone that you really cared about, it just didn't work out, maybe it's timing. Like it doesn't mean like, fuck them.
Yeah, don't count them out.
Yeah, you can't count somebody out unless they did you dirty, right? Yeah. That's what I would say. Like, you know, like we were still cool and shit. Like I still hope that she was doing well. I still hope that she was, you know, everything was going good for her. So,
damn. So what did he say? Is he gonna?
I don't know. He was just talking about it with me. He's like, I don't know. And I was just like, I'm just telling you, bro. Like sometimes like timing is a big deal, bro.
Yeah, because a lot of people do say like once it's old, just leave it. You know, leave it in the past. But
yeah, exactly.
It worked out for you.
Well, yeah. And there's definitely some people that I talked to or whatever, and it was just like you kind of knew like this isn't a good person for me. You know, and so it's like, nah, like if they were to hit you back up, you're like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fucking toxic traits and shit.
Yeah, don't want to go down that path.
No, you don't want to go down that fucking path, bro. But yeah, man. So like, I think, you know, once we kind of, you know, rekindled, I knew that she was the one.
Damn. Because you had already waited so long.
It wasn't waited so long. It's just that we had really good chemistry, bro. And it was timing. Like, it was good. It's like, kind of like I think with everybody is like when you're in a relationship, like maybe you're together, but you're not ready to get married. But then there's going to be a point or a time where you're just like, okay, now I feel like it's time.
It's time. Yeah. I don't know. That's a crazy story, bro, to be not together for so long. Because like I just said, me and my wife, we weren't together for like a week or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn. So I can't imagine like breaking up. Not seeing her for like years and years.
Yeah.
And then just now like, oh, shit.
And what was crazy.
Try that again.
Yeah, let's try it again. What was crazy, bro, is that like I was with the homie. We were going to hit up a little club on like a Sunday, like a little Sunday fun day. Scottsdale. And I had saw on her social media that she was out as well. And I didn't want her to feel like I was trying to like be there because she was there. Literally, my boy was like, yo, like, I think it was his birthday or something. He's like, all me and the homies are celebrating it. Like, do you want to come down? Here's where we're at. And I was like, damn, I just saw that, you know, she was there. I don't want to fucking feel like a stalker, you know? So I ended up messaging her. I was like, hey, you know, I'm going to be in Scottsdale too type shit, you know? Cause I don't know. It's weird, bro. I felt weird about that whole situation, dog.
What did she say though?
She actually responded and was like, oh, cool. Like, let me know where you're going to be at. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, like that was a lot nicer than what I thought it was going to be. More of just like, I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I didn't think it was going to be like welcoming.
Okay. You want to grab some water?
I do want to grab some. Can you tell I'm
water,
fucking choking and shit?
Go grab some water, bro. Just leave it recording. We'll keep recording.
Do I look like I'm struggling or what?
Yes, bro. My boy is out here having a rough time. My boy is. Now we'll keep it running. I guess Frankie will just hurry up.
Yeah, you struggle.
I'm like, damn, bro, are you all right? Nah, but we're good. So, Frankie had to grab some water real quick. We're back. But so what ended up happening? She sounded receptive.
Yeah, so she sounded receptive, but here's kind of where I wanted to go with it. It was like when we first met, I was really like trying to like push the relationship to like be more than what it was. Like I was so into her that I wanted to be her. Like I wanted to be, you know, exclusive. Like I wanted it to like really mature fast, you know?
Oh.
You know, like
That's usually like the opposite. Mm-hmm. Usually the girl is all like
right.
You were kind of like, let's make this official.
Yeah, let's make it official. Let's hang out more, like all this stuff, right? And I think I think I just did it so much to where it really kind of like was like, hey, she's like, I'm not ready for all this.
Yeah.
Now that I go back and look at it, but then the second time around, bro, I was more like, we're gonna take this slow. You know, like I was in a different spot in my life. I was making, you know, doing better at my corporate job. Like, you know, I had I was living in a house that was nice. Like, you know, everything was like I was just more mature. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I just thought differently at that point. And so, you know, she was kind of like, hey, you know, once we started dating and stuff like that, it seemed like she was kind of like pushing, like almost like, hey, when do you want to move in? Not like right away, but after a few months, mm-hmm. like, you know, 5-6 months, like, hey, like, are we ready for the next step, like to live together? And I was like, I don't know.
Dang.
But before I was like, hey, move in, girl, let's do this, you know, like, but I was like, you know what? Like, I really want to take this slow because I don't know what the rush is. Like, we're going to be together, but like, why rush it? You know, and that's my advice to like, for anybody is like, there's no need to rush, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, if y'all going to be together, fucking be together.
Yeah.
But like, get to know someone before you make such a big step like moving in or getting married, dude, because I'm so glad that I really waited. And it did piss her off because she was just like, what are you waiting for? Like, are you not sure? Mm-hmm. I was like, no, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like, I pushed it so fast at the beginning. Like, I want to make sure we're good.
Yeah. I think that's very, very important is in a relationship. Obviously, my number one is communication, talking about what's going on in each other's heads. But I think that too is just patience, because I think a lot of people, especially with social media now, there's this timeline that's created by your friends, family, and social media to where they're like, hey, they just got married. Hey, they just got married.
Yes.
We've been together way longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that messes up a lot of relationships when you have this timeline, whereas like the first time you had a timeline in your head and she's like, I'm not rocking with that. And then this next time she has one and you're kind of like, nah. But luckily she was receptive to be like, okay, we're going to be together. Then I'll wait a little bit. But if there's one party, their timeline isn't matching up with the others, I think that just fucks it all the way up.
Yeah. And even like some of the maybe toxic traits that we both had in the past were like, cause I was at a point too. And the second time I was like, I'm not going to deal with any bullshit. You know, like I'm not going to go
like,
back
I'm
and
grown.
forth. Yeah. I'm not going to go chasing after somebody. Like I ain't going to get in an argument and then like have all this crazy shit. Like you get to that point where you're like, you're just done with that shit, bro. So there was one time we went to, I think, a baseball game. And sometimes when I'm driving, dude, I get a little quiet, especially like after maybe I have like just been in the sun for a while. Like you've been out all day. You just want to turn on some music and you just want to fucking drive home. You just want to chill, right? Yeah. Well, for her, she took it as like, I'm upset with her because I stopped talking as much as I was before, right? And so I wasn't mad about anything. I was just literally put the music on and I was just like going home, just cruising, bro. Yeah. She was right there in the passenger seat. So when we get home, she's just like, just starts freaking out on me. Like, you know, talking about like, you know, saying saying stuff like to the point where she was upset because like, what's wrong? Like, I'm not talking. Like, what's the matter? Like, and I was just like, nothing. But I was so tired, bro. Yeah. I literally just laid on the floor. I was like, I just want to take a nap. I just want to take a nap, bro. And she was just like, getting crazy. And then she walks out. This is before we lived together and everything early on. And I was like, I just rolled over, bro. I was like, I ain't fucking doing this shit no more. So I just rolled over. I was like, I'm going to go to bed. Fuck this, And then she came back in and I was like, what are you doing, I was like, we're cool. Like, we're good, dude. Like, there's no problems. Like, do you want to take a nap with me? Like, because that's what I'm on. And then so we ended up taking a nap and everything was good, bro. But it was like those things, like, we had to like kind of like get out of the way and be like, neither one of us are on that type of shit no more. Like, even if I were to pull some shit, she's going to look at me and like, dude, go somewhere, do your shit, and come back when you're like fucking normal and shit.
Yeah, figure that shit out.
Figure that shit out, bro, but don't take it out on me. And I'm like, damn, you're right. And so like that maturity had to happen through the time that we weren't together in order for us to work as well.
Yeah, that's true. Because opposite to you guys did it separately, but me and my wife had to go through that shit more so for her. Because me, bro, I've always had a temper, and like I would take it out on her. Like if I'm tripping, then I would like, it's weird because I say take out on her. Like I don't yell or like anything like that, but I would just cut off, like not talk. She always says like, when you were young, did you get the silent treatment? Like when you were in trouble? And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, why? She's like, cause you do that. Like when I get pissed, bro, I'm not talking to you for a minute.
I'm the same way. Cause you're trying to process everything.
Yeah. I'm just like, bro. Yeah. So I've had to like mature within our relationship to figure it out, and
that's hard to do.
Yeah, it is, bro. It was very hard. And thank God that my wife stuck it out, bro, because shit, if the tables were turned, maybe I wouldn't have dealt with that. But she was so patient, bro. I think that's the number one thing with our relationship, bro, is I'm always on go. I have 50,000 ideas. I have this. I'm always freaking out. And she's just a patient one. She's just so patient. And so like that, I think we've gotten through everything because of her patience. Like she's just like kick back and let me freak out, and then she'll jump in,
There is times though where like, you have friends and I have friends too, where they were in a relationship and they went through hard times, but they didn't make it. So it's like, was the right decision to stay, maybe try and work it out, stay together, or was it the right decision to split? Because I think like maturity and like, just knowing if you have the right one is going to help you out a lot. But there was times where, I was dating, obviously before, I was married, and I would just be like, fuck it, I'm out. Like I was like you, where I was so quick to just end it.
Yeah.
Cause I just, I think that there's that feeling of like, I want to work this out with somebody, so I am going to put in the work. Or you get to that point where it's just like, it's just not worth it anymore for me. And so like, that was I think my trouble before was just like, if times got really, really tough, or maybe they were so tough and I just got to the breaking point where I was just like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like I was pretty easy and like, okay with just being like, I'm out, fuck this. Like, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that decision, because everything all works out for what it needs to work out for. But that's a tough decision that you have to make when you're in these like relationships where it's like, what do you really want? Like, I would always look at it and be like, hey, like if you want somebody that's ambitious and is like going for it, they're not going to have a lot of time for you. If you want someone that's going to be loving and caring, well, they might be missing on something else. So it's like, I think for the longest time, I was looking for the perfect person, right? Like the ambitious, cook, clean, looking great, doing all these, how to like this long ass checklist. You realize that you can't, if you want something here, you're probably not going to have it here or whatever that is, right?
And so at that time when you were able to cut off shit on that checklist, they at some point didn't meet one. You're like, all right, see, they didn't do that. I'm out.
I was like, it was just like this crazy, like stupid, like kind of like checklist. But yeah, so that, you mature again. You're just like, hey, I find a lot of value in what this person brings to me. They may not be strong at this other thing or do something else, but like, maybe that's something I can do. Maybe where do I pick up at?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hear a lot of people are like, oh, I want someone that does this, this, and that. I'm like, okay, well, they're not going to do this, that's other thing, this, so that will. So are you willing to compromise?
Wow. That's a gem right there, because I think a lot of people, if you're out there and single and struggling being single, that's probably one of the main factors is you have this checklist of like, no, I'm independent, so they need to be independent. I got my own house, they need their own house. I got this, it's like this whole list. You're never going to find that shit. And if you do, maybe they're perfect and then the timing just isn't right. Yeah. They're doing this right now, you're doing that. So it's never going to be perfect. So you really have to go into it with an open mind and just see what works best, because shoot, even my wife, one of her things that we struggled with was like when we would go out somewhere, she would just like sit in the corner, and just be there. And they would always be like, what's up with your girl or whatever. But she was just really like introverted, and it would kill the vibe. So we would get into it about that all the time. But it took years and years. And now, bro, we went to Lover's Lane and she made homies with everyone there. She wasn't even with me the whole time, So like you can develop these things that if you really like the person and believe in them, those things that they struggle with, they can get better at.
But it's about that communication.
Yeah, and you just talk about it.
Yeah. Which is hard because some people get offended by it.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like, hey, if you don't like me for me, then fuck you kind of thing.
That is a big thing, huh?
I was the same way. I'm like, hey, if you don't like me for me, fuck you.
I guess everything's just a balance though. Because you don't want to lose yourself in pleasing somebody. Like if they have all that checklist for you and you're like, damn, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to be more extroverted. Then you kind of lose yourself, Then you're this whole person that they want you to be.
You're not even you.
You're not even you. So there's like a balance, bro.
There is a balance, man. It's hard, man.
It's sounding way harder than we thought, bro.
Yeah, dude. Now think about it like, damn, it's so hard, man. What the hell?
Hey, but we're blessed.
We are blessed. And I think
we're blessed, man.
Sometimes it's like, oh, I would rather, or like, if you're single or you're like, by yourself, like you would be doing other things. But if you look at it in retrospect, like you're actually doing a thing that you really, really want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's being with a family, spending some quality time. But if I was maybe like single and not doing that, maybe I'd be out, but maybe I'd be with somebody that isn't really meaningful or won't be in my life for a long period of time, where your family is your family, bro. Yeah. And that took me a little while to kind of like realize too, is like, you got to be able to like balance that time.
Yeah. I just told my wife that. I was like, if I thank God that I didn't quit my job till I had a daughter. Because if I didn't have a daughter right now, bro, I would be grinding. Like I probably wouldn't be home. I would probably never see my wife because I would be outside grinding, doing this, doing that. Whatever comes my way, that opportunities, I would take it. But because I have a family, I have my daughter, I have to balance it. Every Monday I don't do stuff because I'm with my daughter all day. Sundays we do our podcast, but outside of that, I'm with the family, Yeah. But if I didn't have that family, bro, I would be out here grinding, bro, like nonstop.
And I was, for me, I was the same way. Like now that, we're married, it's like you got to compromise. And so there was a time where like we almost like didn't make it. And so like I'll give you a little bit of a timeline. A quick one is like when we got together, I started AZ Life. So like we were getting together and I was just barely starting it. So I was building the website, doing the designs, like I was starting a business, right? So she was there for that. And, I was doing pop-ups. So she was, there, how pop-ups take away from time. So it's like, instead of maybe going out with her, like I was doing a pop-up or something. Right?
And they're always on the weekends.
Always on the weekends. Or always at the worst time where you want to be with your girl or whatever, your family. And then, so we did, I was doing that. And then I got into a warehouse. And the the online orders started skyrocketing. So what I was doing was, and then we got pregnant. So while she was pregnant, I would go to the warehouse. I would go to work all day, go home, eat dinner, spend time with her, and then I would go to the warehouse and pack orders till like 3 a.m.
Damn.
And I would go to home, wake up in the morning, try to spend a little time with her, go to work all day, and do that again and again and again. And so I spent a lot of time away from her through that.
Yeah.
Then I got into the retail store on 3rd Street. So I had it. And at that time we got married. So we were getting married. I was opening up a store. So I was doing all these things with the store, plus planning a wedding, which is insane. And then I had as soon as the wedding was over, we had an event at the store. And then so she stuck, she was with me through all that time. And again, a lot of time away from, because at that time I was still working a full-time job. And then I would go to the store right after work. And then was doing online orders and all this other crazy stuff. So anyways, did all that. And then we did the mall. And at the mall, I was just literally not home at all.
Yeah.
Like
open and close,
quit my daytime job, was at the store almost every single day. It was open Monday through Sunday, no days off.
It just progressively got worse.
It got worse, dude.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where she was just like, yo, we've been together. I've been supporting you through your venture. And it's gotten to the point where like I'm spending less time with you and we have a kid together and we're married. So she's like, what's the point of all that?
Yeah.
And so it just came to a time where I was just like, I had to make a personal decision. And that's why when I tell people, it's like, it was a couple of decisions, but the big part of it was like a personal decision as well. Like, this person has given them up for me to do what I need to do. And like, I could either lose this person or continue on the road with like entrepreneurship.
Damn. That's a tough decision, but easy at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your family.
Yeah. And so at that point in my life, I'm more mature and I can think things through more maturely. And I feel like I can make the right decision. But it was really, really tough. Yeah. It was like one of the hardest decisions, I had to make at that time. So I just, was like, what, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and, kind of look in the future and figure out ways that I can still do what I want to do, but be there for my family.
Mm-hmm. It's a balance.
It's a balance, bro. And so like, so just know that like if you guys are single or you're looking to get in a relationship, it's not about you anymore. It's about, we or us, whatever.
Yeah. That's hard.
That's hard, bro.
It's just everything in life is a balance, bro. Everything. Relationships, friendships, business, everything. If you do something a little bit more on this side, it offsets this side. You just gotta like keep walking that line.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You do. You have to walk that line.
I wish it was easy for us to be like, hey, if you're single out there, this is what you got to look for. This, and this.
Yeah.
Or if you see this, don't do this. But it's not, bro. It's like, it's a balance.
Yeah. The cool thing is like, it wasn't like an ultimatum. But by our conversations, I could feel it wasn't ever her saying, you need to either pick me or the store. It wasn't like that specifically, but it was getting to the point where she was just saying like, hey, like you just don't have time for us. Like, where do we fit in your life kind of thing? And so I think like that ultimatum kind of like in my mind was made where I was like, okay, I do need to make a decision in order to live the life that I want, that I've created to this point. Right. And so for all the homies out there that are like maybe at a point where it's like, hey, like, we've been together for so many years, like my girl's giving me an ultimatum. Like I need to either, propose or, be single. What do you think about an ultimatum?
Damn, that's hard. Me personally, I wouldn't be down with the ultimatum. Because even in my situation, bro, we were together for like 8-9 years before we got married. So if my wife would have told me at like, year 4 or 5, that would have really thrown a what do they call, like a monkey wrench into the system, because I didn't have that on my mind. And it eventually came. Like I proposed to her. It's not like we didn't sit down and talk about like, hey, I think it's time to get married. Like, no, one day I took her to one of our spots that we first had a date and like set it all up. It was like a cool proposal. Like it was time. Like I made that decision. So I feel like if you throw something on it, throw an ultimatum on it, that kind of fucks
You're forced.
it up. Yeah.
I fucking hate ultimatums, bro.
Yeah,
I fucking hate them. Like I don't know what it is, but an ultimatum will just get me like it'll literally turn me off.
Yeah.
And it'll make me go the opposite way from what someone's trying to give me the ultimatum. Cause I'd be like, you know what? Like you either do this or that. And if I get something out of doing this, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm out.
I think that goes back to what we were talking about, the timeline.
Yeah.
So like I feel like if you give an ultimatum, you have a timeline in your head and it's time.
Right.
And maybe my timeline isn't on that time.
Right.
And now you're trying to make me do some bullshit that I didn't want to do.
But ultimatums can be good.
Yeah, no, yeah. I guess it just depends on what it is, but specifically with marriage, ultimatums are, because, bro, marriage is for, I mean, hopefully if you're getting married, it's forever.
Yeah.
So we got time.
We got time. Yeah, we got time.
We got time to get married. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. Like I didn't, when I was growing up, I didn't want to get married. I thought marriage was stupid. Like
I think I did too.
Yeah. Like I wasn't a fan of like, why, when people would be like, oh, I'm getting married, in my mind, I'm like, why? Like if y'all going to be together, be together. Why do you got to get married for? And so for the longest time, bro, like I just never believed in marriage. And I'll be a little bit vulnerable because I saw my mom, she went and she was with my stepdad and they got married. And I just saw how horrible that relationship was.
And they still stayed.
And they stayed
married.
together. And then I saw how bad the divorce was. And I was like, why the fuck would I want to put myself through that?
That's true.
That's some bullshit. Like what, if I'm with somebody and we're going to be together no matter what, but then if we end up not wanting to be together, why make it hard when you could just be like, all right, like let's just break up.
Yeah.
Right. Like why make it hard on me and you and the other person? So like, I just never believed in it at all.
Cause you never saw it.
Well, the way that I saw it was horrible.
Yeah. And I guess I'll be a little vulnerable too. Shout out to my mom and dad cause they're still married, but I think I thought that way too because, they raised us good. Like I loved them. They did everything they could, but there was a lot of trouble with their marriage and they always stayed together. And sometimes I would be like, damn, y'all still together after this shit? And it kind of put that in my mind like, nah, no one's going to do me like that. Like if it gets to that point, like I'm out, like I'm not going to set myself up to be married and have to push through all that shit, which I get it now that I'm older because that's what you do when you're married. Yeah. Maybe not to certain extents, but
For sure.
But yeah, I felt the same way, bro. Maybe that's why I didn't get married for so long. Cause I was like, bro, if you guys are together, you're fucking together. And honestly, I still felt that when we got married because, I felt like when we got married, it was more so for everyone to celebrate us. It was like a party. It was like a birthday party. That's how we set it up as. It's like everyone's going to come celebrate how long we've been together and stayed together and stuck through everything. Let's come eat, have a good time. That was the wedding. You know? For the longest, I always thought the wedding was stupid. Like, bro, I'm not paying for all y'all to eat, all y'all to drink, just for one day, buy a dress, this and that. But once we had this love and this thing for so long, I was like, let's celebrate it. Like it deserves to be celebrated. And that's how I saw the wedding. And it really was that, bro. People that left, like shout out to my cousin Javante. He even told me, he's like, yeah, we didn't even drink, but on the drive home, we felt like drunk, just from like the vibe. Like everyone just had an amazing time, bro. Like it was besides my daughter being born, it was probably like one of the best nights of my life, which is crazy. Because I never wanted a wedding. I thought it was so stupid.
Yeah. I didn't see that value in it either. But then again, when you meet the right person and the right vibes are there and the right time is everything, like, you now you see the value and you're glad that you were able to make that happen. But yeah, another thing too is I think like, not really pressured, but like comments and stuff like that, where like people will be like, why don't you, or especially like strangers or something like that, they don't even know that. They might not know that I am married, and it's because of social media. All right. So like a lot of people put what their personal stuff on social media, which is fine. Like I'm not knocking anybody, but for me personally, I had a personal page and I flipped it into AZ Life. And at that point it became a lot of strangers. And so like, I really kind of like anything personal, like I put away because there's a lot of trolls on the internet. Like the trolls are there to criticize you and criticize your life because they have something going on with them and whatever it is, right?
And you're allowing them to do that when you post online.
Exactly. And so like for me, like ever since I started AZ Life, it's very rare that I'll put anything very, very personal on there because of the amount of people that I don't know that are following me. Yeah. And so even to this day, like it's very rare that I'll post anything personal because at this point I just see social media as business. Yeah. Like I don't see it as anything personal for me because if you want to know me, if you want to, if I know you, if you're in my circle, then you're going to know everything about me. And like, you're going to know that I'm married. You're going to know what's going on, like what I have, where I work, all this other stuff. So it's like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't need to be, I don't need to justify to you that I'm married, that I'm happy, or that here's a picture of my kid that's having fun on Splash Day. Like, do you, because of your following and what you want, but I do me because of the way my page is currently set up.
Yeah.
And so like, I know that some people be like, hey, you don't, like I don't post my girl, I don't post my husband because of X, but that's the reason why for me, I don't post anything personal because like, I don't really like strangers knowing my personal life like that.
I agree, bro. Cause I have 2 pages. I have my personal page and then my vintage page. And, to this day, and if you're watching this and you're like, damn, that was me, it's not because I don't like you, but there's a lot of people from the podcast world that have requested my personal page, and I don't accept it because my personal page is for my family and friends. I have like 200 followers on there. And then
it's not about the followers.
I
really.
follow like 200.
Yeah,
like,
it's not about the count, really. It's just about whoever you really want.
I have a stepbrother in California. I have a lot of family in Oakland. I have just different family that I don't talk to anymore. Like, but I'll still message them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they want to see, my daughter and stuff. They want to see what I'm doing, and I want to see what they're doing.
And that's what a lot of people use social media for. And that's one lane to use it for.
Exactly. So that's what I use my personal page for. So a lot of people that have requested from the pod, because that's how I was going to say, I don't know how they find it, but it's because I comment.
Or like or something,
on our thing. So they'll see it and they'll be like, "Oh, I'll follow his," which I appreciate. Like you want to see me, but if we don't like hang out or anything like that, that's why I don't accept it. Is because it's a private page. First of all, I have it on private, and because like you said, I don't care if this post that I do gets 5 likes or anything, or nobody sees it, because I'm posting it for the family and friends that are on there. And the people that I follow, they post their kids on there, and I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's 2 different worlds. And then on my vintage page, you might catch my daughter like in the background of something or doing something. Yeah. But I try super hard not to. Yeah. Just because. And on my main page, she's maybe on there like, I don't even know. You'll catch her on the story, but on the main page, no. It's just all business. Yeah. And that's how I run it. But yeah, I'm not one of those either, bro. That's like... Yeah. And you can't mix. In my head, you can't mix them. But maybe a lot of people do.
A lot of people do. I see a lot of times people, and it's very personable. And I'm not knocking anybody that does that at all, because there's a lot of pages that they do cool things like dances or whatever it is. You know what I mean? That
with their
include their family, and there's definitely like I said, a lane for that. But for me, I'm just a very personal person. Yeah. And I respect that. I just don't want to share a lot of that stuff. So I think like if someone's maybe having like an ultimatum from their spouse saying like, hey, like, you don't show me on social media, like that's a tough one to deal with too.
Oh man. I think that's after our generation, or I'd say mine, because your generation is ahead of mine, and then I'm after you. Mine was like right before all the social media, so I had some time without it. A lot of the new generations haven't had time with no social media. Yeah, so it's a different conversation.
Yeah, because I do like watching the couple. Some of those like couples that have a page together. Some of them, they do some cool stuff and funny things. So I don't mind it. But
I've done some.
It's not my lane.
I've had my wife do some like modeling, I guess you could say, on my vintage page before, which is cool. But to ultimatum, like, hey, you don't post me enough.
Yeah, because I think on the women's side,
you don't like my posts.
They do women do want for their man to be proud of them. Yeah. Right? And show them off like, this is I'm proud of my wife, that she's beautiful. Look at her, look at us, right? Which I am. I mean, I'm very proud of her, and I love her. I think she's very, very beautiful.
And your wife is a social media
personality. She just hit 5 million views on a reel.
So that's a different conversation too, because my wife is rarely on social media, but your wife is, so she's like a part of that. She
is, and then she also like will be like, "Hey, let's do this together," and I'm just like, "No." I'm like, I hate doing that kind of stuff, right? But I think now she understands, and also people understand why. Is because you just never know which way someone that you barely know, you never know which way they're gonna flip and try to use your personal shit against you. And so that shit scares me, bro.
Yeah, that's super scary. I mean, she went viral with her daughter.
She did.
On there,
yeah, and there's a lot of comments.
Scary thing to.
It's a scary thing, yeah. And a lot of the comments were like not appropriate. Yeah. So we had to kind of go through those and figure out which ones we wanted to leave and which ones we wanted to delete, because a lot of them, all of them that were bad were from trolls, like accounts that didn't have any posts or they were just nothing. There's literally people trolling the post. And so it was meant to be like a, like something funny and lighthearted, and people like to turn it into something super negative and nasty and stuff like that. So that's you never know when something's going to go viral.
For real.
Like if you're just used to like maybe a couple hundred likes or views, and all of a sudden you go one that has 5 million, bro, 5 million? That's insane.
Bro, that's more views, likes, everything combined than any of my page, Beyond the Brand, all combined,
bro. Just one.
5 million.
It's at 5.1 million right now or something.
That's
like that.
insane.
So
bro.
it is insane, bro. But like, yeah, I think that there's like those ultimatums now that we're just, obviously that we said are good. And there's one that's like, maybe if you're not going down the right path, like maybe you're doing drugs or drinking a lot or just like not doing good for yourself. And the ultimatum is like, hey, you need to improve or else I'm out. I think that's a good ultimatum. Mm-hmm. I think that's like, we're not talking about those.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's something that I can get behind. Definitely that kind of stuff. Or like you're always going out every weekend. Like you could take a couple weekends off. They're like, nah, this is my lifestyle.
Did you see that on that show?
Yes, bro. Literally just seen that, bro. I was
that
like,
show
bro,
called?
That's crazy.
What was that little guilty pleasure you have?
Yeah, it's called Married at First Sight, bro.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, I'll do a quick little about what this is. This is the craziest show. It's so stupid, but I love it. Basically, these people go to some experts. They do all these surveys. They do all these questionnaires.
Dr. Pepper.
Yes, Dr. Pepper. They go to these doctors, and one of them's like a pastor and stuff. And they give them all this info, and they're like, I'm looking for someone. I could never find good relationships. So they're like, all right, we got you. They put you in a pool of people, and then they pick 2 people that go together. Then they hit the people up like, hey, we found somebody for you. And you're like, oh, for real? All right, bet. So they don't ever meet each other. They don't go on a date. They don't hang out, nothing until the wedding. At the altar, they see each other. That's why it's called Married at First Sight. And now these fools are married. So within like a month or 2, they have to decide, are they going to stay married or actually divorce, bro?
Right.
You have to divorce this person that you didn't even know.
Yeah. Married or divorced, yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
So one of them was going to the club every weekend after they got through their honeymoon.
So they, yes, bro. So she's going off on this fool because she goes out. He's like, damn, you go out every weekend. She's like, yeah, you told me I could be free when we got together. And he's like, yeah, but you go every weekend.
You're acting single. You're doing single activities.
And she's like, and that's what he's like, you're at the club. And she's like, it's not the club. Sometimes I go to brunch. Sometimes I go to this. And he's like, yeah, I know, but it's every weekend. Like that's the problem. She's like, I do it 1 day a week
for 2 hours. Yeah, I saw that one.
Bro, you be watching this shit.
No, I saw it, bro. It was funny. I was like, damn, she really trying to justify this.
And I was like, yeah, I was sitting there too, like, bro, he's not saying you can't do it. He's just saying every week you're going to whatever you're doing. Like, damn.
Every weekend she was
That's a problem, bro.
That is a problem, bro. But she was just like, I like to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
What's the problem? I'm hanging out with my friends. And I was like, damn, like she's really gaslighting this fool right now. I was like,
is, bro.
And then she's like, you went and you said you didn't like it. So what? What am I supposed to do? I was like, oh man, that's rough,
that's
dude.
just crazy.
Oh, super
and then she
rough.
flipped it on the because the doctor was right there too. She's like, I feel like both of you are coming at me right now. I was like,
she was like, my mental health is suffering because you all are flipping it on me or something. I was
she
like,
flipped it, bro. If you guys are dealing with that, cut it off, bro.
Master manipulator.
That's crazy.
She was good at manipulating, bro.
For real. Yeah, she's wild. But yeah, I think we summed it up, bro. I don't think we helped anybody though. You think we helped somebody?
I don't know. We wanted to get into something different and just talk about some relationship stuff because we never really touched basis on that, and it's getting to know us a little bit more on the personal side of things. We're always getting to know everybody else that kind of comes on the show. So for us, we wanted to offer that to you guys. So this is what's kind of going on in our lives a little bit and what's kind of going on. But I do want to touch one more thing before we kind of wrap up. And like for me personally, is that, and I think you're in the same boat, is that I'm not the same person I was 5-10 years ago. And I think what it is like I made mistakes. I've fucked up. I've done, stupid shit. I've had a different thought process. And so for people that are maybe in the same space where they're like, they're trying to do better and change and like, they just learned in life. And so they may not be the same person, but you have someone that you've known for maybe like the last 10 years and they see you and they're like, damn, this fool that's not this fool. But it's like, yeah, that's how I am now. I've grown, right? Like I've made mistakes and I've learned from them. So maybe the way that I treat my wife right now wasn't the way that I treated somebody in the past, but at that time, like I wasn't mature enough to be where I'm at today to make a different or better decision. And so I think like I know some people or some couples that have maybe been together for a while, and people maybe see them in the past as always fighting or always being negative or being toxic, and now they're doing better, but they're just like, oh, that's not how they really are. But maybe that's how they really are now because they've gone through all of that. And so I get a little like, I think for me, when like I hear that negativity of somebody being like, oh yeah, I know that girl or that guy, and back in the day they did blah, blah, blah. And so like now before I'd be like, oh really? Oh shit, what? And I would already have like a pre-thought about this person. But I've been such an advocate of like, yo, for me, you might tell me something, but if I don't know that from this person that I've met, like I'm not going to tell you or agree with you and say, yeah, this is how that person is. I'm gonna let you know, a solid dude, or you know what, she's nothing but nice to me. So like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think we gotta get past that. Is that like, if you're maybe struggling in a long-term relationship and maybe you're not married yet and you're wondering why, it's because maybe that person just needs to evolve. Maybe that person needs to like go through these, bullshit kinds of things and figure out what kind of person they are in order to be in the right place to get married to you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of goes back to like, when we're talking about like, what's the right time to get married? Like there is no right time, because the person that you're with, maybe they want to be with you, but they're just not ready to make the jump to being like the big leads of being, married. They got to learn some more lessons. Yeah.
So I think that is like we said, the timeline. And part 2 of that is the communication, because you may feel like that, like you said, you may feel like I need to go through this. I'm still going through this. But if you're not communicating that, then how would she know, or how would he know, whichever side you're on? So if you are going through something, and you're trying to work through it, this is not the time, it's important to communicate that and not just keep it in your head like, oh, we're going to get married, but I got to figure this out. I just, I got to do this. I got to let the person, your partner, know that you're working through something, but you have this plan in your head, at least let them know like, no, I love you, like, I think that's really important. That comes from what we've talked about is communication, talk about it, and then that timeline.
Do you feel like you're the same person you were like 5-10 years ago?
No, absolutely not. Thank God.
Right.
I think about that a lot with my daughter, because I'm like, if she got myself 5 years ago, even 5 years ago, I would probably be fucking her whole life up right now, because I wasn't the best version of myself, and I'm still not. I'm getting better every day, but I'm way better of a person. I'm way better of a person than I was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'm glad that you said that, because like it's just to show that people can change and grow and maybe just be a better person. And so like if you're maybe struggling that within yourself, just being like, man, like I've messed up so much, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like the point is that like you got to learn from those lessons and like just know that you can be a better version of yourself. And like, just move forward. Maybe someone that known like a long time ago won't ever see that new version of you, but that means that you've outgrown them.
Yeah.
You gotta go and you gotta move on, and maybe you'll find some cool people that are on the same page with you or whatever that is.
Yeah. And just offer a little, we're all human, man. Offer a little grace and patience for each other.
Yeah. That's the thing, is you got to remember people are human and they're going to fucking make mistakes and fuck up, and it's okay. It's just talking it through and moving forward.
Yeah, well, episode 31, Beyond the Brand Podcast with your boys,
Frankie P,
Angelo B.
Real quick, once we hit 50 episodes,
what?
We're going hard in the paint. Are we gonna throw an event?
Damn, you're putting this on air?
Are we gonna throw an event at 50?
I want to.
Man, we've been talking about it. Stay tuned. We got it. We're creeping on number 50, and when 50 hits,
it's funny that you say that, because I just counted the weeks.
Oh, you did?
It will be in October.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, stay with us, guys. October is about to be lit for 50.
Oh, know. Drop a comment or wherever you're at. Drop a comment, message us, DM us, whatever. Let us know if we should do an event for
Yep.
episode 50.
And we out.
Peace.